you guys have had a journey.
Mm-hmm.
I met this dog when she was how old?
Like 4 months, 5 months?
Initially, yeah.
Initially. And then when the second time it was, when I realized I can't train dogs by myself, it was like a year.
So it was a year in between.
Yeah, it's 6 months in between.
So I came out, did the evaluation, because I remember coming.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Did the evaluation.
Yes.
Why didn't you get started then?
Main reason was because I thought she was gonna lose like her puppy personality, which she was really happy with the training. Then I thought I could do it myself, but then we both quickly realized, I guess, that we don't understand how a dog talks to us. So
Well, I would sit there and train with her, and I was telling him I wouldn't mind getting frustrated if I knew what I was doing was working.
Mm-hmm.
And then once we started, it wasn't working. I was doing it completely different. I was sitting there muscling her out, trying to get her in the heel position. My leash was all over the place. I was like holding her and getting frustrated because she wasn't listening. And so I told him, I was like, we need to figure out a trainer because she doesn't listen. She runs at cars. She runs at people. She runs at bikes. And she's an 80-pound dog. It's nerve-wracking for other people. We don't want other people to feel uncomfortable being around us and our dog.
Yeah, that's a lot of dog. Okay, and so then you came back full circle, back to Alpha and Omega through a third party.
Yes.
Yeah, how did that happen?
So my parents own Mr. Electric, and one of their service professionals is Jake. Jake is with Jamie. And so Jake was actually just talking to my parents about you guys in general. And my parents didn't even know that I was trying to figure out training for Luna, and kind of organically started talking about you guys. And I was like, well, I'm pretty sure that was the person we had out initially.
Yeah.
And Miguel liked you guys, sent me a whole list because I wasn't there, sent me a whole thing of notes. I was like, well, I like them. And then we ended up deciding to attempt to train her by ourselves. But
I think even though before we actually heard, when we actually talking about started the conversations about training, we did tell that, hey, those guys work. Like, I saw it work. So I'm like, we might want to hit them back and just be like, hey, man, I think we need the help. So.
And I'm the type of person where I don't like to work with people that are not ethical, are not moral, don't know what they're talking about. So then hearing about you guys through Jake, and then also through my parents, who are extremely ethical people, and knowing how they talked about you guys, I was like, okay, so we should definitely talk to them again.
I'm glad you did. And then, now we get to the good part, because when we first met and sat down this last go around, I told you it's not about that dog. It's about training you. And I don't think you guys really realized what that meant until we really started getting in the leash application. But you both took it seriously and did everything you were supposed to do with this leash.
Yeah.
What'd you learn?
That all dogs have the same language. It's different from us and to them, but that leash is like Google Translate. They speak dog, I speak human, but we can talk to each other through that leash. It doesn't matter what dog is on the end of that leash. They'll respond the same way every time because I'm able to communicate to them through the leash.
And that you don't train dogs, you train humans. Well, that's one of the things that impressed me the most. You never touched Luna in the whole training. Really, you never did. So it's like, oh, it's me that's effing up. So once I understood that, the learning process, the Luna's improvement started like skyrocketing, because it was not about me. It was not about her being a bad dog. It's just, we made her a bad dog by decision because we did not know what we were doing. But
and I've talked to people about that, because they'll be like, oh yeah, I sent my dog to a 2-week training. It was great. They came back and they knew how to sit. And I was like, okay, and how long did that last for?
Right.
And it lasted about a month or so. I'm like, okay, that's because they trained the dog. The dog was able to respond to them, but they came home and you didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
You didn't know how to communicate to your dog.
That's right.
And so that's why it's good that you train the humans and not the dog, because the humans are the ones that need to be able to communicate. You can get Luna to do whatever you want her to do, but if we can't do that, then it's really a waste of money.
Really?
Because we can't get her to do what we want, and we're the ones that have to live with her.
That's the truth. And so, but now, what's the biggest, I guess, difference that you see or enjoyment that you get out of your dog?
Well, just a simple fact. Well, I work from home, right? And one of the things that I don't have much time when I'm working. So one of the things that I sort of like dragged was taking her out because she was gonna pull. It was gonna be frustrating to just take her out. Just the fact that I now understand also certain things that you didn't even teach me, but you taught me how to talk to her. So one of the things that I enjoyed the most was that just opening that door, right, and just being able to tell her, "Hey, Luna, go potty. Hey, Luna, come in," and she responding to that. That's just that just gave me so much trust in her that when I walk outside with her, I know she's not gonna do anything dumb. Like I am so like. I know I have full control of her, and if I see some danger and I say, "Hey, Luna, come here," she's gonna trust me enough to be like, "Okay, he got me," and then she will go to the position that she feels safe, which is with me. Because at the end of the day, dogs don't get a second chance, right? If dogs bite a human, that's it. That's as far as it goes. That was one main of my fears, that she would do something dumb because I was losing control of her. But that just itself is the main thing. She's more exercise now, getting more exercise because I trust her. I can go out. My family, my mom trusted her, my sister trusted her now way more. So now it's way easier to give her a happier life. And that's just the big difference and the big game changer. At the end of the day, I think like the money has been like an investment. Like I'm happier just because of the simple fact that she's trained. So. Well, I'm trained. To put it that way, but it is definitely worth it. And that you were like the fact that you were telling us, hey, it only takes 2-3 sessions. It really just does take that much if you put the work. Mm-hmm. So it's pretty good, and that's pretty much the biggest difference I noticed in my life and her life, pretty much.
Yeah. Now you can enjoy your dog.
Yeah.
For real.
What? Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say for me, I used to hate taking her out, even to just use the restroom. I wanted to take her on walks, but I couldn't because whenever I would go, she would sprint at cars. Like a car would drive past and she's sprinting at it randomly, and so it was very nerve-wracking taking her out on walks. But now. Cars just drive past like it's absolutely nothing because she's not even looking at the car. She's looking at me.
That's right.
That's the biggest difference. That peace of mind that I know she's not going to get hit by a car because I have control over
Training
her.
is about the health and well-being of our dogs first and foremost. Mm-hmm. I think we talked about that in the beginning.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, for real. We want our dogs to be happy and healthy.
But she is less injured now just because of it.
Yeah. For real. What advice would you give to people thinking about going to one of those big chain stores or the cutesy?
Yeah, go ahead. Have fun.
No. Mine is don't do it. Don't waste your money. Because I am definitely the type of person where if I'm going to pay something, I want to get the value out of it. And with you, I was telling Miguel, I got the value out of that in the first 3 sessions. Maximum. First 3 sessions, I was like, okay, this is already a completely different behaved dog. Like I've already gotten the value out of that. If you send your dog to a big chain where it's, oh, okay, we're gonna train your dog, we'll take care of them and then you'll get them back in 2 weeks. You're wasting your money
because just go have fun. And then because they will figure themselves out, it's not gonna work. It's just simply not gonna work.
No, it's
so,
not.
Like
I think it's a waste.
Some people just need to know, like realize, hey, like there's a reason why for them it's just like a sales or marketing thing. Yours is more like a lifestyle. That's the big difference. For you, dogs is a lifestyle. Like you love your job, and if you go there, they're just trying to get to the 8 to 5. So I think it's just a big difference. I can tell you this much: she would have not listened a single word if we would have gone to PetSmart and be like, "Hey, here goes $50. Can you tell her how to sit?"
She'd have got kicked out.
Yeah,
she would have. She would have. They would have given us a call and said, hey, your dog doesn't let us touch her, and she seems very aggressive. And I pick her up, and Luna's in the corner like this, like, please help me.
Right. I like it, guys. I like it. I'm proud of you. I am. Y'all did everything I asked you to do. You practiced, you studied your homework.